I'll give you and Mom whatever you want.
I've provided for this family longer than you've been.
Now, if you know anything about Invincible, you know that there are a few things that the viewers can agree on more than their hate for Amber. But the two characters I bring to you today are, in my opinion, just as, if not more, dislikable. First, we have Eve's dad. Somehow, in a show where a parent who beats his son to near death exists, Eve's dad still manages to take the award for worst dad. Alright, maybe that's pushing it a bit. But he's still a terrible parent. He would be getting mad at his own kid for the dumbest reasons. He got mad at her because she was good at science. Like, what? Your child is smart and you're mad about that? And as Eve grew up, he was still continuing his asshole tendencies. Told Eve to just deal with it when Rex cheated on her. Gets mad at her for using her powers to help out the community. Like, at this point, why did you become a parent if you're just going to be your child's #1 hater? Your daughter can create anything from thin air, and she's actually using those powers to do good in the world. As a parent, you don't feel proud, glad, happy, or anything positive. But the moment that pissed me off the most was in season 2, when Eve went to visit her parents. Now, this was at a time where Eve's parents were going through a tough time financially, and she also finds out that her dad was now working at a fast food restaurant. Now, nothing wrong with working fast food, but obviously not ideal. So naturally, Eve wanted to help out. And it just so happens she has an ability that would allow her parents to basically not need to work for the rest of their life. And when presented with this golden opportunity, this man says he doesn't need it. Like, my man is probably, no definitely, getting paid minimum wage, talking about you don't need financial help. Your daughter can basically make you money with the snap of her finger, and you want to reject that help because of your masculine pride to be head of the family? Yeah, you can miss me with that nonsense. Moving on, the next character I want to talk about is Powerplex, plus his wife. Spoiler warnings for Season 3, Episode 6. Now, I also include his wife because while Powerplex was the one who was actually fighting Mark, the way I saw it, the wife was just as guilty for all that instigating. But let's start from the beginning. Now, in the beginning, I felt bad for Powerplex. His sister and niece were both killed in the fight between Omni-Man and Mark back in Season 1, and to add insult to injury, Mark seemingly gets no consequences for these actions. So from his point of view, I understand why he would hate both Omni-Man and Mark. And I mean really hate. But as the episode went on, I found my support for him just getting lower and lower. So he basically tries to confront Mark twice, but fails both times. The first time, Mark just straight up ignores him and gets stuck with Shapesmith instead. And I know Shapesmith isn't from this planet and he's trying his best, but he was not helping calm down Powerplex. Who sent him? And the second time, Eve packs him up. And each time he returns home, and this is what I'm talking about. Each time he comes home and he shows doubts on if he should be doing this revenge plot, guess who's always the one that talks him back into doing it? That's right, his wife. He was over here having near mental breakdowns and she was just like,
"Job finished?" I don't think so.
And this final plot to take down Mark officially threw away any sympathy I had for this man. Like, there was already scenes that made me lose sympathy, like when he was in the lab and could clearly see Mark had no control over his fight with Omni-Man, yet just chooses to ignore that. But this one was the last straw. He stages a kidnapping of his wife, which is not the bad part. Frankly, I could care less what happens to her. But the problem arises when he also does the same to his 3-year-old baby. Like, involving your own baby in your revenge plot that he has nothing to do with is just evil. Like, this man is twisted. But hey, at least it worked, because Mark takes the bait, and I can't lie, with Mark's track record, I was worried he was going to lose this fight too. But when he goes to untie the wife and baby, she just spits on Mark's face. Like, lady, you can go kick rocks. If I'm Mark, I'm only saving the baby. Powerplex then comes back and releases a high electric shock, which unfortunately hits the wife and child, frying them alive. But the cherry on top was the fact that Powerplex blames Invincible for killing his family. Like, no. Mark was trying to de-escalate the situation. He was the one who tried to free your family. You, or your wife, I'm not even sure at this point, came up with this scheme. You were the one that produced all that electricity, and you were the one that fried them. Mark did not do a thing. So yeah, those are some characters in Invincible that maybe want to punch my screen. I'm really liking Season 3. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.